So this Paramilitary 2, I believe, is a 2013 model. That's what it says on the inside, 1113. It's been through a lot. I've disassembled it thousands of times. I bought it used. Not sure where it came from. It's a little rough around the edges, but I'm gonna slap some scales on. So this is my premium set of scales that I sometimes release on the website. Mostly the inlays I do are half inlays for the handle, which is more cost effective for me to make. These are limited edition runs that I just drop every once in a while. This would definitely look better with better hardware. It's not all faded from 2013, but this is the only Paramilitary 2 I have. Most of my knives live a hard life around here of test fitting. I get asked quite often, why can't you just make a scale just straight out of G-Carta and bring my cost down so I can sell the scales at a cheaper price? Well, I've experimented a lot over the years, and G-Carta is a fantastic material. It's beautiful, but it is softer and less rigid than the commercially made sheets of micarta that I buy. So this outside and inside, it's actually, the inlay is pocketed inside this black micarta. So the inside of the scales, these scales have been oiled so I can bring out more color for this video, but I prefer to break in naturally over time. But like I said, I oiled these for the video. Now this inlay doesn't go straight through, so it is pocketed in here, which is way more difficult for manufacturing and everything, but I believe it makes it a stronger and a better scale overall. On this design, you can see I have the pivot screw with the black commercially made canvas micarta as the wear surface. I didn't do it for these because it just didn't look right in the design, but the pivot screw gets messed with way more than these two. And I also have it around the lanyard tube. So the G-Carta is softer and less rigid than the outside material. Spend a lot more time and effort pocketing the commercially made micarta so I can inlay this fancy stuff, but you still get the rigidity, toughness, and long-lasting abilities of the commercially made micarta, but being fancy and look better with this inlay. So yes, it takes me a lot longer to make these scales, but I do think you are receiving a better product. Actually, I know you're receiving a better product. I see other scale manufacturers out there just making it straight out of G-Carta. Yeah, it works, but when you make these folding knife scales, they come out so thin, you need every little bit of rigidity you can out of these, so your blade centering is good and it lasts over time. Not saying his micarta won't. In my testing I did a few years ago, when I did the pocketing and having the commercially made stuff on the outside, it lasts way better through all my torture tests. Maybe one day I'll do a micarta torture test on this channel. But on this design, I did the pivot collar and the lanyard tube, and I also milled through in the back side so you could see the color of the inlay by the lock bar. Don't mind the messy rusted blade parts and everything else. Like I said, this paramilitary dude had a really hard life, but it gives you a nice little pop of color. It's just something else I added. I put a lot of time and effort in these designs so I can offer you guys the best product I possibly can. So I'm going to be dropping this on the website. There's only one set of this and one set of this color. I'm not sure the color of the name of this, but this is Starry Night. We're going to slap that on and see what that looks like. When you put your scales on a knife, I recommend not using a power drill, but I do this so often I have to have the speed. So this is the Starry Night, another beautiful design from G-Carta. It's a little darker, so the pivot collar and the lanyard tube ring isn't as pronounced as the other one, but man, I have to say that's a beautiful combination there. You also get that pop of color in the lock bar. Great centering for what this knife's been through. I'm sure the liners are a little bent, but the scales are dead flat, just like the stock scales. All my aftermarket scales here that I make, it fits with all aftermarket parts. So you can get aftermarket like Lynch deep clary pocket clips for these. They attach. They're the same thickness as stock. They might be a few thousandths thicker just because of tool wear and all that, but that Starry Night really looks nice. So I'm going to be posting on this YouTube channel more often, and I'm currently editing some a video series where I give scales away. So I'm going to have it, name it something like Will It Micarta. So I made a bunch of aluminum molds, and then I'm going to make micarta out of random stuff that I find at the store, around the shop, to see if it'll micarta. Then I'll manufacture a scale, and at the end of the video I'm going to give that scale set away to one of you guys. So it's my way of giving back for watching these videos. You can find these two sets on the website, will be linked below. On the website there's a video on the home page that you can watch to help navigate the website. I also have a collection of scales ready to ship, or you can custom order any scale I make other than these limited ones. These are limited drops, of course. Hope you like this video, and I'll be back soon with another.